My dear friends, today I find myself electrified by a project that has all the makings of a modern classic. A cinematic event that seems to pulse with the audacity of yesterday and the urgency of tomorrow. There's a storm brewing around The Running Man, the new iteration from the razor-sharp mind of Edgar Wright, and let me tell you, it's not a simple retread of a dusty 80s relic. This time, it's a breathtaking dance of survival, spectacle, and biting satire that slices straight through our age of performative media. And at the heart of it stands Glen Powell, an actor who has leaped into the role of Ben Richards with the kind of reckless commitment that leaves bruises, quite literally, as he's confessed to more than one painful encounter with the brutal choreography of this fever dream game show. What makes this Running Man so enticing isn't just its nod to the dystopian thrill of a future America that uses death as primetime entertainment, but how it stares directly into our obsession with voyeurism and spectacle. Ben Richards isn't merely a desperate contestant, he's every person trapped by systems far larger and crueler than themselves, sprinting for their lives while the world watches, popcorn in hand. It's the raw vulnerability in Powell's eyes, the way he shoves through rain-soaked alleys, the desperate flicker of hope for his daughter that promises to elevate this beyond mere explosive entertainment. And what a cast has gathered to sculpt this nightmare into something exhilarating. One can almost taste the irony in the air, with Josh Brolin stepping in as Dan Killian, the suave puppet master who can make a man's death trend faster than any meme. Colman Domingo's presence radiates the magnetic energy of a showman who knows how to keep an audience's gaze locked even as morality evaporates before their eyes. Lee Pace, with a smile sharp enough to cut steel, emerges as the hunter who transforms each chase into a cat-and-mouse masterpiece. It's the chemistry of these performers, the subtle power plays, the friction and smolder that promises fireworks as bright as any pyrotechnics on screen. The creative direction sets this Running Man apart, like a bullet tearing through complacency. Wright's signature kinetic lens whips across neon-drenched cityscapes, rendering the future as a brutal symphony of concrete, steel, and screens. Yet it's not just about spectacle. This version leans into the psychological weight of being hunted on live television. When a detective in there are moments, brief but unforgettable, where the camera lingers on the empty streets, on the cold glow of an ad promising hope, on the silent terror in the eyes of civilians who see Richards as both hero and cautionary tale. These moments make it impossible to look away. Underneath the visceral chases and grim humor, there's a current of biting commentary. A mirror held up to a society that devours personal tragedy for entertainment. The show within the film becomes a twisted echo of our own reality TV obsessions, forcing us to question how far we'd go for ratings or a chance at survival. The fact that this story feels more believable today than when it was first imagined decades ago says as much about us as it does about the film. I can't help but marvel at how the production has woven new life into the world Stephen King first conjured under his Richard Bachman pseudonym. There's an intimacy here, a closeness to Richard's struggle that modern technology finally makes possible. Drones swoop overhead, cameras follow every gasp and grimace. It's the spectacle of pain rendered in 8K clarity. And that's exactly the point. The violence isn't cool, it's sickeningly voyeuristic, a statement on how desensitized we've become. As the trailer flashes with a fierce remix of classic soul riffs, it's impossible not to feel the adrenaline. Yet even amid the pulse-pounding escapes and high-stakes showdowns, it's the quieter moments that burn deepest. Richard's whispering to his daughter through a cracked phone screen, Killian's smirk as he spins every tragedy into a crowd-pleasing headline, the hush that falls over a city as it tunes in to see who lives or dies next. For those wondering if this Running Man is simply a nostalgia trip, let's bury that thought now. This is a fresh beast, a furious commentary wrapped in a slick package with performances that promise depth and heartbreak. And yes, it seems Arnold Schwarzenegger himself has given his blessing after a chat with Wright and Powell, a torch-passing moment that feels symbolic in the best way possible. I've also heard whispers of where the cast and crew filmed these chaotic sequences, from the damp Gothic corners of Glasgow to the vast echoing expanse of Wembley Stadium, each location lending a distinct, raw texture to the chase. It's here, in real alleys and towering stadiums, that the production found the grit and grandeur needed to bring this dystopian odyssey roaring to life. So my friends, the countdown begins toward November, when the Running Man will explode onto screens worldwide, reminding us why stories like this never truly age. because they speak to our fears, our desires, our hunger for spectacle, and our desperate hope for a hero to break free. I, for one, can't wait to see how far Ben Richards can run, how high he can climb, and whether he can shatter the cage that holds not just him, but all of us captive to the screens we can't seem to look away from. Now, I'd love to hear what you think. Will you be tuning in to watch the deadliest game on Earth unfold? Or does this feel too close for comfort? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like this video if you're intrigued by this daring reimagining, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that define our cultural moment. Check the description for more details and links to all the juicy updates I've uncovered. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and remember, the game is only just beginning.